Yeah, that first half, you guys, look, defensively, you guys held them to like 21.6% shooting, so you guys are playing good defensively, but that was probably, at least looks-wise, aesthetically, looked like one of the sloppier halves you guys had offensively. Is that fair to say?
No, absolutely. I mean, I could tell from on the court, and then once I got to the bench, I was like, okay, this is really bad. But, I mean, it's obviously not great to go through that, but the fact that we were able to get through that, keep them down defensively, and then obviously pull away in the second half. I mean, it was kind of the light at the end of the tunnel where, you know, obviously not every game you're gonna come out guns blazing. You know, kind of like we did last night. Came out, put them away like 12-0 to start. Tonight, obviously they stuck with us for quite a while. Had me worried a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. But I mean, you know, coach talked about it at halftime. He's like, you know, throughout the season, it's gonna be ebbs and flows. Like it's not just gonna be, you know, all sunshine and rainbows the whole way. Like, you know, luckily we were able to pull it out. But, you know, there's going to be times when you might lose a bad one. And luckily we were able to get that turned around before it got to that point. But, I mean, yeah, it's just kind of part of the game, part of the season.
Grant Nelson, number 4, last night had 31 points. Tonight he fouls out 1 of 7 shooting. Yeah. But then their other forward kind of has a pretty big game against you guys. What was the game plan with those two guys? Was it stop the guy that had the 31 last night, and then the other guy stepped up, or?
So obviously, I mean, they're both great players. So my last school, UMKC, I've played against them the last 2 years. I played against Grant the last 2 years, Morgan just last year. But I mean, they're definitely great players, and I mean, they obviously showed that when one has an off night, the other one can kind of pick up the slack. And so, obviously, they aren't doing well so far this season, but I mean, they got a young crew, and especially with those two, I mean, when you got a good front court like that, I mean, they can be a great team. But obviously, Grant having 31 last night, you know, I stuck around and watched the whole thing, and I knew him just from playing against him the last couple years. But I kind of prefer it to be my matchup, be the guy that we gotta kind of shut down, because, you know, I take a lot of pride in my defense, and obviously I knew he was a great scorer, and so any chance I could, I tried to draw a foul on him any way I could, or obviously stay physical and post ups, make him. Obviously, I drew. I think 4 of his. I think I drew 4 of his 5, or maybe it was 3. But
you drew 7 fouls, so it's a good chance you did.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean he's a great player. So I was like, I came into this game, you know, I was honestly looking forward to it because I kind of prefer those matchups, and obviously Morgan did a good job picking it up. You know, he's another solid kid. I mean, obviously we would like to shut everybody down, but usually there's going to be at least one guy that kind of gets it going. So,
how would you assess the development of your team through the first 5 games?
Well, I would say for one, obviously we're still, so obviously we're like with me and Mo, kind of coming in, and Javante getting to play obviously Jalen and Mash are kind of playing the same positions, but besides that, obviously Vontae's playing the 3 instead of the 4 this year, and then me and Mo are new guys, and so we're still finding that rhythm, you know, cleaning up a lot of things, but I mean, I think the development defensively is kind of something that is the most noticeable, like, improvement that I've kind of liked, is that, you know, obviously first few games, you know, a lot of it was kind of trading buckets, like not, you know, we had a couple good defensive performances, but it wasn't until SMU that we really showed what we were capable of. And then last night, you know, kind of lost it a little bit. Luckily, we were still able to get it away, but you know, I think we gave up 21 yesterday in the first half, and I think it was about that. 25. Yeah, so we gave up 25 the first half today, and so it's kind of more just about keep developing our defense, because we have all the offensive weapons we could need. And so once we get our defense kind of going, which is we're on the right path. Once we get that going, I think we'll be where we need to be.
Time for one more with Josiah.
Josiah, you brought up one thing. You mentioned something about rhythm. In the first half, it kind of seemed like you guys, it was hard to get into a groove. There's different foul calls, a lot of second chance points, or at least 9 for the other team. So what was it like just trying to find your rhythm tonight, especially in the first half?
I mean, it's kind of just you just kind of got to, like, bear down and just stick with the game plan. I mean, Coach will probably talk about it, but he's constantly just talking to us about, like, moving the ball, just get it swinging. Because the worst thing you can do when you're struggling like that offensively is just try to turn it into, like, you don't want anyone to try to be the superhero. You know, you just need everybody just keep playing a role and just let it work out. It's only when one person tries to kind of save the day that things really start crashing. And so luckily we were able to kind of get it moving. 15 assists, not amazing, but I mean, still sharing the ball well, and I think we did a good job. I mean, the points were pretty well spread out. I mean, obviously MASH led with 19, but for the most part we had 4 guys double digits. You know, I mean, just kind of sticking with the game plan and moving the ball.